first Starcraft2 Team League GSTL. He played in that along with the likes of Seed back in the day. And oh my god, we have a proxy here by YongHwa.
Oh boy.
And
it's going to be up to Keen to scout
He's
this
going
now.
in base. It's an in base proxy. He goes all the way. He's going to go to the top left.
He's not fooling around with this one, man.
This is what happens every now and then on two-player maps. And I love to see this in Pro League. It seems like Pro League is a tournament where builds like this happen the most often.
Yeah, I mean, Pro League, it's just the whole lineup and the setup of Pro League just leans itself to this. You see going for the proxy on this two-base, on this two-player map. Question right now is Keen going to see it? Will he be able to defend it? If he does not see it, it is, of course, going to be probably those two gateways.
Well, you know, it actually might just be a Gate Stalker, Gate Core with Fast Mothership Core to follow it up as well. We've seen this in the past. And he's making probes at home, so it could still be two gateways. What I'm starting to feel more and more likely, it's going to be Stalkers, and he's really putting all of his eggs in one basket here, knowing, okay, if he doesn't see this, I get a Stalker out, then he's in big trouble, especially if he goes for that standard Reaper expand. He's not going to have any answer for this.
It's just really up to Keen to see this. If he doesn't see this, he's pretty much screwed. If he allows YongHwa to get that, and he just barely does not see it, if he allows YongHwa to get that Stalker out and the Mothership Core out, he's going to be in big trouble here.
Chrono boosting the Zealot first, of course, while he gets ready to... You know what? He actually could... He could also just expand behind this with Zealot pressure coming off of one gateway. We saw this in Wings of Liberty at the very beginning, but no, there's the gas. I was going to say that this is something we've seen very rarely, where you just try to trade with one or two Zealots and then you expand. Here comes that Zealot. He shows it now. Here comes the bunker as well. And Keen is losing a lot of mining time already. Yeah,
he's already losing that mining time, but he did respond immediately the second he saw that Zealot, and he needs all the time he possibly can get with this pressure, but he does surround the Zealot. Is going to micro these SCVs as best as he can.
Perfect micro by Keen here. One SCV only going down and out. The Reaper's out. He shouldn't lose any more. Just attacking for a moment, getting those shields down, running the SCVs that aren't fighting away. Really nice micro here for both players, but definitely the better to Keen. A second SCV falls, a third.
And that's 3 right now, but it's doing a pretty nice job defending. He's 4 now. He's losing a bit more now.
And now he needs to be careful because the Stalker follow-up is going to be the concern. This Zealot should be able to save the pylon, and this pylon is going to be for a Stargate follow-up, and that's probably going to be Oracles coming in as the next phase. Could also make a Void Ray. The Void Ray has more power than an Oracle. So he's actually, okay, so he's going to let the pylon fall. He's not going to make a Stalker from the gateway. One Void Ray can do so much because it doesn't need energy to attack, and it's also got a lot of hit points. And with the bunker there, harassing the mineral line with an Oracle is not going to happen.
Yeah. I can definitely foresee a Void Ray. YongHwa is just not holding back with the cheese right now. He's going with the, of course, the forward gateway into that proxy Stargate as well, but he's going to have to deal with this with that Mothership Core pretty easily. Yeah. Gets it out just in time.
With 2 Reapers, it's still really annoying because when the Mothership Core chases one, the next one is able to go back. And he's actually going to go for an Oracle. The Oracle is really fast and recently updated with a buff. It's a little bit faster on the acceleration. And this is what I'm talking about. The one Reaper will attack from the left side, and then when the Mothership Core goes to chase, the Reaper on the right side goes in. Really nice control here by Keen. He's definitely out-microing YongHwa this game.
Yeah, he has been doing a pretty nice job so far. Starting that command center, actually, I don't think that's in range of the gateway to see that.
I don't know if he salvaged the bunker or not. That's what I really want to know, because if the bunker is gone, this might actually potentially end the game. And the bunker is gone. He salvaged it. He's got nothing. 1 Marine is all he has. 2 Marines just popped out of that barracks, but...
He's starting to make a reactor as well, so he cannot get any more out. He's making that bunker, but there's nothing to defend. He's going to run these SCVs away. I don't know where they're going to go, but they're going to be chased down by this Oracle as long as it gets that energy back.
Going to hell. That's where they're going, Brendan. And there's the overcharge, which means 1 Reaper is gone. The second one chased away. These SCVs in the middle of nowhere, not mining at all. The second Oracle is out, building up energy, going to be able to do some damage here soon. The turret is not ready. He needs to target the SCV that's building it on the other hand.
And he's going to continue targeting SCVs. The missile turret is going to come out, but he's going to get so many of these SCVs before it does.
17.
Already 17 to only 7.
And the command center didn't finish either. So with no command center, he's only building 1 SCV at a time versus the chrono boosted probes, which are at 19. Well, make that 18. That little pesky Reaper comes in and changes things, but...
Yeah, that probe was down there trying to expand, it looked like. Reaper in good position to stop it.
He can actually make a Void Ray now too. I think, I mean, I really love Void Rays, and everybody knows this about me, but I think a Void Ray could actually be a great support here. He could really control that ramp a lot better with it. But he doesn't even necessarily have to. The Oracles are a lot faster, a lot more versatile, and one Oracle can actually kill 4 Marines. As you can see here, he's just going to go ahead and go for it here. 3, and just going to target that 4th one that comes out of the barracks.
Yeah, I would really love to see a Void Ray here, actually, because he's able to target so many of these Marines down with the 2 Oracles that he already has. He could just fly that Void Ray in and attack the barracks, attack whatever he wanted, yeah.
I would love to see it. I really, really would, but I think we're just going to see YongHwa transition into standard units. He's making a new gateway back at home. His Warp Gate research is getting up to completion. And he continues to harass here. 9 kills on this Oracle.
Yeah, this little pesky Oracle. Putting its head into everything.
Always putting his nose where it doesn't belong. Double Forge goes up here as well. YongHwa knows his economy is shattering Keen's right now. Keen is on the defensive with a turret up. He might even consider getting a bunker. He's getting Widow Mines here. 2 Oracles can kill 8 Marines approximately, so he just goes in here and fights it.
Taking a bunch of damage from the missile turret, he has to be careful. Taking out a bunch of Marines, though. He did see that Widow Mine as well as the Stargate going up, so he is going to be ready for that. Viking coming out, going to stop any pesky Oracles from coming back in.
He's starting a Stargate again. And what we could see is Phoenix play well, he can do a lot for him. He can augment what he's already going for. But does he really have the gas for all this, plus the robotics? I think he canceled the Stargate.
Yeah, it looked like he canceled that Stargate. He does have a ton of gas saved up, actually, so he could go for whatever he wants here.
This is funny because this is an example of when a programmer goes through the normal waves of a build in the macro game where they're like, okay, now's the part where I add my Stargate if I want to Oracle pressure, and that's what he was doing. And he was like, wait a minute, I already have a Stargate, actually. I don't need to do this. Hold on, let me get my robotics instead. We've seen players do this, adding a second fleet beacon sometimes to get a mothership after they got the range upgrade for Phoenixes.
Second Twilight Councils, you know.
Sometimes you just see that when somebody goes for a blink all in, then they're like, all right, well, now I need my Twilight Council for +2 when it transitions into a regular game and they don't need it. Really nice zoning here by Keen. His micro has been insane this whole game.
Yeah, he's really been on point with his micro, you know, just microing those SCVs to lose as little as possible. The Reapers in the main base, and now he's going to go for an attack here. The Mothership is here with enough energy to put down that Photon Overcharge. He does just that.
He can just walk up the ramp, though. He's too scared, a bit too timid. Definitely could have decided to go for that. I don't think he knows how much is up there for YongHwa. These Oracles are actually just going to fight the Marines again. This is not enough. Great micro here by YongHwa, pulling back the weakened Oracle, and even with a medevac here, it's not enough.
Just continuing to take out so many of these army units. He can't quite go into the mineral line, but it does not matter. He's gotten at least, I'd say, maybe 10, 15 Marine kills with those 2 Oracles, and that is huge.
Yeah. Harassing a Terran player in this matchup is not about killing SCVs. It's actually about killing army.
Yeah.
And this is something I really like to harp on, because if you kill SCVs, it's one thing, it's nice. You know, if you can't kill anything else, that's definitely great to kill SCVs. It does affect the Terran's economy. But with mules, you can always just keep making army. Then you have this strong army to pressure the Pross to counterattack with. But if you're always losing your army, you never have an army strong enough to pressure the Pross, and he can get away with teching and spending all of his gas on upgrades, getting to, you know, the bay out here, getting the additional upgrades on the forges, then you're in a terrible spot, and that's exactly the spot Keen finds himself in right now.
Yeah, YongHwa's doing a really good job. Actually, even just defending this drop as well with the 2 Widow Mines. Not going to kill the medevac, but pushes it out there. But he's really done a good job with those Oracles. After doing a bunch of damage to the economy, he keeps on going back in there, trying to pick off as many Marines as he possibly can. And eventually he's going to get that bay up, get a ton of tech, and go for a really nice timing attack.
I mean, the only thing that Widow Mine drop accomplished, for example, was forcing out that overcharge. So, I mean, he gets one tiny thing here, but he just doesn't have the army to get any pressure done because he lost so much early on, and he's continuing to lose some. The Oracles are actually coming towards the main base right now. I think the Viking has warded them away. Meanwhile, this drop will actually eliminate the Stargate. It's been totally useless since he got the 2 out. These Oracles got chased away. One barely survives here. But look at that, 14 kills on 1 Oracle alone.
Yeah, those 2 Oracles are just doing so much damage. Just starting with the huge aggression with the gateway in the base, starting with those Zealots onto the SCVs, and continuing with the Stargate pressure. He's going to come in with these Oracles. He's got to be careful of this Viking going to go away. These guys don't lose much but their shields.
Yeah, 18 kills on the other, by the way. That's 32 kills in total. Make that 33 with that Marine being killed on the watchtower. And he's also able to use these for revelations later on to know exactly where Keen's army is going to be. He splits them away. He's just scouting for drops and scouting for hidden bases right now. He's making sure that Keen can't do anything to come back in this game. He knows he's ahead in upgrades. He got double forge. He knows he's ahead in tech. He saw it, literally. Now we could use this as detection to kill up the Widow Mine so we can take the third base. YongHwa could not be more ahead right now.
Yeah, this is such a scary spot for Keen, and Keen knows it. He's going to do whatever he can. He even brings that middle line there, buries it down near where that third base would go down. Probably got a probe, but that's probably about it.
Yeah,
and now YongHwa starting that third, and a nice revelation going on to the natural of Keen. Keen's got to know he's in a really hard spot here. I really want to see what he can try to do, what he's going to try to do to stop this. He knows what's coming, the blink, the Colossi.
Yeah. 57 Harvesters to 37. Even if you have a third CC, that's not a comfortable place to be. But he doesn't have a third CC. He doesn't have the upgrades. He's about to be a whole set of upgrades behind. In fact, he already is. He's even possibly going to be 2 sets of upgrades behind for just a second, depending on the chrono boost. And with Colossi versus no Vikings, except the Viking that was used to ward away the Oracle, with the Stalkers with their upgrades, what can Keen really hope to do? YongHwa is playing that style we talked about, the style that he's famous for, that Artosis always talked about, is just never attacking, always getting further and further ahead. When you're ahead, get further ahead, as Artosis said back in the day. And that's what YongHwa does here.
He's just continuing with it. He just does not stop. He's being so active with these oracles the entire time. So many revelations going down. Having this one over to the right to spot for drops. Just continuing to expand, getting charged now in +2. Whereas Keen, I don't know what he's going to do. It looks like he wants to go for an attack here, but he sees those Colossi and he's like, well, you know, what do I do? Shoot them with my one Viking?
He's also very, very low on Marauders, and he doesn't have a composition that can fight this. He pulls all of his SCVs. They're all going to die in very quick, just in very quick succession. He doesn't have that many SCVs in general, I should say, to pull in an attack. His situation doesn't get much more dire. And this is really the difference between a player like YongHwa and a player like Trap, for example, or, you know, look at a player like SOS. One of those types of players would have actually already killed Keen by now. They would try to go for a timing, try to just finish him off. The Oracle continues to harass 20 kills. 23, almost gets the 24th kill. That guy deserves a Purple Heart. He's done so much damage to Keen's army and his whole entire base. He just, he probably took one of those pieces of the Oracle off the ground. He's going to keep it as a souvenir. He's like out of this. He's like, I quit. I'm going home. I was the most successful player. I am the MVP. Okay, well, this drop could do some damage because YongHwa is a little bit out of position right now, and I don't think the Mothership Core is nearby either. It's not with the army. So this could actually do a lot. This could be one small way to get Keen back into this game, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, he can take advantage of the fact that YongHwa just refuses to attack so far. He is moving his army out on the map, but he just still has not gone for an attack. No matter how far ahead he is, he just still hasn't done it. Looks like he's trying to position, at least in the middle of the map, maybe to go for something. But if he just allows Keen to continue to build this up, I mean, Keen is so far behind, yes, but really the only thing he can hope for is that YongHwa just lets him back in the game by allowing him to just macro up and get an army up to defend this attack. Getting these Stalkers in front, bringing a bunch back, gets some decent force fields, taking out even more of Keen's army. He's now maxed out, YongHwa is.
He lost way too much there, Keen. He was really hoping that as soon as he saw the army move out, he'd go for that drop. And this is the perfect moment to go for it because he knows there's nothing at home. And YongHwa's actually going to go all the way home here. He's turning around. This is great for Keen because he's going to get this base. His own third base is halfway done, so Keen is getting something done here, something big. And now YongHwa realizes, wait a minute, actually I don't need to turn around here. That's just a 3 dropship group of units. I can actually just send some Zealots home if I want to later. I can kill Keen right now. I can isolate him here. Yeah,
YongHwa realizing this, he knows that this drop is going to be here. He can defend with the units that are back here, and he can just go for an attack. He does not have to come back. He has a bunch of Zealots in the natural of Keen. Keen has nothing to deal with that. And this drop is going to be warded off as well. Keen just running around the map. He calls the GG.
GG. Then 2014 seems to be the year of Protoss starting things off. I mean, it starts tomorrow, 2014, but the 2014 season of Pro League has been a lot about Protoss, especially in this matchup. Terrans are not having a lot of success. And we saw a proxy gateway into proxy oracles, even with Reapers on the main base, where YongHwa was able to pull off the win. And